Well, welcome to our garden at plot 16. Stand here, better light. Today, June 15th. It's mid-June. Time to think about our garlic. So, I had to pull some garlic out the other day. It's a bit earlier than I usually do. Mid-garlic tends to be the time which I do my harvest. Try to plant November, goes all the way through the winter, then come mid-January it's ready. However, some of my garlic I did actually manage to plant last year. Some of it I planted this year, as you'll know if you've been watching the videos. So, the garlic that I planted last year is already out of the ground. And it's fantastic. I've got a lot of mud to get off, and I think I can probably start setting these now to get them to cure. There's still a little bit of green. You can see that? Still some green, not an awful lot. Give us another couple of days and it can come out. However, I've also got other garlic that's out in the beds here. Some of it I'm not 100% sure is ready to come out, but I need it out. The stuff I've got down the allotment, I'll show you in a little while, it started to gain rust on it. I have to pull it out. And I have to be careful because I've planted two varieties this year. Well, I've planted some hard garlic, hard neck garlic and soft neck garlic. Now this here, soft neck garlic, it's absolutely fine, it lasts for bloody ages. Hard neck garlic I've not done before, so I've got quite a bit of that, so that I've got to use first. But supposedly, stronger flavour, I'll find out. Usually I just soft garlic it all the time. Apologies if you can hear the buzzing. There's a fly in here somewhere and it's got stuck in a cobweb. No idea where it is. And then also some general updates. But, reason why I've got to get the garlic out. So, my wife has her plum tomatoes I've grown for her, and they need to go into big pots. However, she doesn't want them in a greenhouse this year. So the 2 metre by 1 metre bed I've got out there, I need to sort that out. And that's where all my garlic is at the moment. So I'm going to get all that out, get the bed fed, leave it for a couple of days, and then I can get all of those plum tomatoes in there. Or at least most of them anyway. I may have planted too many, as many of us do. But yeah, so come with us. I'll give you a little tour of where we're at the moment, and we'll go and look at how we do our garlic. How well we do this year. Let's go on outside, shall we? Right, so here's our messy garlic bed. As you can see, quite a lot of it. We've got significant yellowing on the outsides. Other bits, still green as anything. So in theory, these could still carry on growing for quite some time. Some carrots that I just popped in because I had some space. They'll make a nice salad. Cucumber randomly in the middle. Now, one thing I have noticed, last year I did a little bit of an experiment with my tomatoes, and I planted 2 tomatoes, one there, one there, and I let them sprawl. Wanted to see what happened. Now I have had an unintended consequence, where now I have tomato plants appearing absolutely everywhere in this bed. A lot of them are going to have to come out, unfortunately, but I may keep a couple. Because I didn't plant any Gardener's Delight in the end. They all failed, unfortunately. Oh, very proud to show you this. Hold on. So in this bed, we have all of our purple sprout and broccoli. And this. Now, I did not plant this. And I've been trying to figure out what on earth is growing in here. Because I've had petty pans and things like that growing. And if I lift the cloche, and I bring you in. Let's see if I can find one on camera. There you go. Can anybody tell me what they think this is? Because I am not sure. But yeah, all in all's doing well. Purple sprout and broccoli, if I bring you back in again. Apologies for moving the camera around like this. But we have got heads forming, which is fantastic. But yeah, anyway, to today's video for this. Now, strictly speaking, with garlic, you want to wait until a couple of layers of these leaves have not only turned yellow, but they've actually started to crisp up. But I need these out because they need to go in the ground because they're about to die. Now, this one's not going to give me much of a head, but it kind of gives you an idea of what you want to wait for. Bottom, completely dead. As you can see, there's no life there. Lemon weeds. And you've got a couple of layers above that are also now on their way out. That's kind of what you want to wait for with the garlic, but it's fine. I don't think we're going to have any issues. Can you tell I planted potatoes in here some years ago? Living things. I'm never going to be rid of them. Right, let's get you set up and we'll pull some of these out and have a look at them. Right then, should we have a look? This one's flopping over already, so we'll try that. So all I'm going to do, a fork's probably better, but I'm just going to use this. Dig down underneath it, lift her up, take the soil off. No. It's not worth it. So another thing with gardening is you've got to read what you're doing. You've got to look at what you're doing quite carefully, and that is just not ready at all. And that'll be fine as it is. I will use this in the kitchen tonight. I'm actually doing some smoked barbecue ribs tonight, which is very tasty. So this I'll use as wet garlic. So I'll show you what I do actually. Might be of some use, because quite clearly I'm not harvesting all my garlic just yet. Although this is the soft neck, although the hard neck's even less on, so yeah. Anyway, right, so what you do with this, you're going to take the roots. You can cut them, I don't. Twist them off, they're gone. And then you're just going to peel down. Off she comes. Peel the leaves all the way down. You have a nice clean bit of garlic there. Oh, it smells glorious. So I'll use this as wet garlic, and you have to figure something else out. Tell you what, we do still need to go down the allotment, so it's not a total waste. What I'll do is I'm going to go sort this out, have a little nosy at some of the other ones. If they're worth picking, you'll be back here in a minute. If not, I'll see you at the allotment. Before I go down the allotment, I'll show you how we're doing on the greenhouse. This year's weather has been awful. We just had a big thunderstorm today, so I'm hoping the weather's going to get better. Apparently we're not going to get below 20 degrees centigrade for the rest of the week and next week, which is good because my greenhouse desperately needs the sunshine. We've had things that are just not growing, they're not progressing, and we've had other things dying, which is rather disconcerting. Let's show you where we're at. So the melons, there's some growth. So these are melon mulber, I think. Oh, I've planted some cucamelons in here. And cantaloupe, sorry. These are the cantaloupe melons. Oh, I'm glad I put those sticks in. And a little bit of growth. And they're starting to try and grow flowers, but they're mostly male flowers. So I'm going to have a look at that. But they're not really doing very well. We're getting issues with slugs, which is causing me issues. Cucumbers. The one that I started from seed is the big one, which is doing its own thing. That seems to be doing okay. The two others are not doing so well. The beef tomatoes are looking healthy, but tiny. This time last year they'd be up to the unit and I'd have to take the shelves out, but nothing. That's a melon mulber. And again, it's not really... I mean, 3 weeks ago I showed a video where I put that through there, and that's the amount of growth. I've had less than an inch of growth, which is just terrible. Terrible for this time of year. Let's feed that through. And then we've had some sad bits as well. Let me just move that because I'm going to put that in its place. But this is my mulber, which was doing so well, and now it's dead. I don't really understand what's happened, although I can see a little slug trail that's just gone through there, so perhaps... Oh, yeah, I can see the issue. Can you see the issue with the roots? I think I can. Bloody things. Okay, well that's why that died then. The aubergine I just chucked in here because I didn't have space, and the melon over here had died. This is another cucamelon, which seems to be doing okay. So that's my last mulber, which my son loves melon mulbers, absolutely loves them. So hopefully I can keep this one going. I might do something with the soil over here to try and help. Oh, yeah, the random pepper that just, I don't know where that came from. It may have been part of the compost, because I've noticed with these Tomerite ones, we've had quite a few weeds growing in it, which is disconcerting. But yeah, so this is dead. There's no salvaging that. That's been eaten off at the core. So I bought from the garden centre, to cheer myself up, a couple of cucumbers. And these are interesting ones. I've never seen these before. Lemon apple cucumbers. So I thought I'd give that a go. So I'm going to pop that in there. Yes. And then we've got the shop bought Tesco. Well, in the UK we have a supermarket called Tesco. The Tesco potatoes that had been put in the back of the vegetable drawer that had all gone too big. Gonna have to pick some of this rhubarb. Show you the inside of this. It's massive. Right, can you see that? Look at that. Oh, gonna have some tasty veg from that. And potatoes are all doing well. Been enjoying strawberries almost every day for the last 2 weeks. These are now starting to come to the end of their first harvest, but they grow again. Some random peas that I've plopped in there. The raspberries are doing fantastic at the minute. Absolutely gorgeous. All doing incredibly well. And then yeah, you've seen the other beds. So yeah, right. Oh, actually one more. Decided to mess around with this one. So this is where the garlic that's in the greenhouse at the minute, where I pulled that out. So I put 2 pepper plants in. 3 pepper plants, 1, 2, 3. I put in some pinstripe, aubergines, and what I had labelled up as courgettes, Black Beauty courgettes. But I don't know about you, but that is definitely not courgette, or zucchini for the Americans. That is most certainly aubergine. You can tell because of the leaves. The leaves of an aubergine are fluffy. You can't really see it on the camera, I don't think. No, you faintly can. You can see the little fibres. But to feel, they're almost like a teddy. And then I've just interspersed some radishes. And then at the back, just starting to come through, some more peas. Which are all doing really well. Ooh, don't drop the camera. Right. See you at the allotment. And as if by magic, we're down the allotment. So, reason why I need to pick all of my garlic over here. Let's show you, shall we? So it looks alright. However, if you look closer, you'll notice that we have rust. Now, my understanding of rust is it's a bit of a pain in the arse. Basically, the soil keeps getting wet and they develop a little bit of a bug. It's not that big of an issue. You can let them grow on for a fair while, but ultimately it will stop the growth. So all of this garlic and all of that garlic, it's got to come out. Now my wife's joined me down the allotment, which is very kind of her. She won't be on camera, but she is going to be my camera lady for the day. She's currently picking the black currants because I kind of forgot about the bush. In fact, let's show you. Right, so my wife's hard at work picking all these black currants, but it is absolutely laden. So she's going to pick all of these for me while I get set up. We'll bring you back in a minute when we're ready to get all of those garlic out. See you in a sec. Well, bugger. So, I have just recorded 2 or 3 minutes worth of stuff pulling my first bit of garlic out, right? Really gutted because it isn't growing. But I just realised the reason why you're not seeing those videos is because I took photos. Photos! Anyway, this is what we're going to be left with. That's going to be what's usable. Which isn't great. The issue I've got, I'm saying this for a second time, right? It's the rust. The rust is really, really bad. Really, really bad. I reckon within 2 weeks, the bulbs are going to mould, without any shadow of a doubt. And we're in mid-June. Yeah. We are in mid-June, I promise. Right? I do. It's mid-June. So within 2 weeks, this is going to go crap. It's going to be all spoiled and rotten and just not nice. So I think I'm going to pick all these. My wife, bless her heart, just said, what about focaccia? Bit of focaccia bread. Oh yes, maybe pickle these. That wouldn't be too bad. So I think what I'm going to do is set you up as on a time lapse, and we're just going to harvest all of this, cut it all down, and have a look at what we got. Because I've got cabbages that need to go in here. These guys, some winter cabbage, all needs to go in. If they don't go in soon, it's going to spoil. So let's pull all this out, and then I can look at feeding the bed in the morning, and we can get the cabbages in. Right. So here's my soft neck then. So most of it is teeny tiny. What me and the wife just agreed though is what we're going to do is like we did with the other one I just showed you. Chop it off here, peel it all back. Then we're going to blitz it in a little vegetable chopper we've got. And then we're going to chuck it in an ice cube tray and freeze it ready for foods. So it won't be a total waste. And I'll show you how we do that as well in the kitchen. Oh, before I go, show you the beans. So I popped some beans in here and they have not grown. Excuse all of these bits, I was just messing around with the trimmer. They've not grown, but my neighbour had a load of beans. Are they? Some fine beans, some tender green. So I'm going to quickly pop these in before we're done for the day. Right, so we're back in the kitchen. It's time to sort this garlic out. Now, not very many things that I need. Knife, chopping board, and then my little chopper. It's ever so good. I love this little thing. Let's get started, shall we? My dog will more than likely pop his head up every now and again because he's here to join me. Hi, Jarvie. So, we have our garlic. All we're going to do, take the top out where the roots were, tidy up the edge. Now, this will not fit in here. Well, it'll fit like that, but not very well. We want a little bit of green. At the end of the day, that's where the name comes from, green garlic. Although it's also known as wet garlic as well. Green garlic is the proper name for it though. So what we're going to do, chop them up and chuck them in. It's nice and simple. I need to give the other ones a quick wash. I'll bring it back in a second. So there you go, all washed. Let's just chuck these all there, get them on the side. So taking the tops out, that'll be fine, that'll chop up nicely. And the plan for this is, once we've chopped all these up, both here and here, and they're all nice and fine, then these are all going to go into an ice cube tray. From the ice cube tray, straight in the freezer. Once they are fully frozen, take a little bit more off of that. Once they're all fully frozen, then I can move them into the plastic bag in the freezer. If you look, these guys, they're just, I don't think I am going to bother planting after winter anymore because there's no sign of anything really happening here. Yeah, there's no cloves whatsoever in any of this. So I think I'm down the allotment tomorrow. I might just take all the hard neck out and do the same with that. But at least this will be absolutely fine. We cook with a lot of garlic in our kitchen. So having this to be able to just grab out of the freezer will be absolutely brilliant for us. We use a lot of frozen garlic anyway. And this smells absolutely gorgeous. This is the Eden Rose soft neck that we're chopping up here. So it'll still very much get used. My wife cheered me up with this a little bit. She was saying with regards to how if we don't bother planting it, we'll never actually get anything in the first place, will we? So she's spot on. Right, let's see whether this is going to be too loud for you guys. Well, it don't even turn on. What have I done wrong? Nope, it's okay. There you go, diced up. It's all super fine. Now all I'll do is scoop it into an ice tray, add the tiniest amount of water to it, just to help it bind up and make it into nice cubes. And yeah, I'll put this all in a bowl for now, and we'll dice it up in a second, I think. But yeah, if you don't plant it, you'll never know whether it's going to grow or not, will you, I suppose. So, wife's spot on, as usual. That's just why they call the wife the better half. She's the one that makes more sense than I do, for sure. There's a couple of little bits in here that are still quite big, so we'll just pop them straight back in there. And yeah, we did fantastic for the berry harvest though. I'll show you this. And considering my wife and children have been munching these, not too bad for the strawberries. And we only harvested it a couple of days ago. And then we've got the black currants, the red currants, and a couple of gooseberries in there. The black currants, my wife has agreed, as it's Father's Day, she's going to make a cheesecake tomorrow for me. Very nice of her. Never going to say too much to that. I love a blackcurrant cheesecake. And yeah, we'll just do exactly the same again until we've got them all gone. Now this is really tight, so I'm actually just going to use all of that. Yeah, I'll bring it back when it's all sorted. So there we go. We now have a very full bowl of chopped green garlic. So I have a little joyful colour, a little ice cube tray. This is one of those ones where you actually have the top and the bottom, put them together, but for this I don't need that, I just need this bit. So all I'm going to do is lay it out in here, add some water, and then because of the indentations... What are you barking at, Jarvis? My dog is currently barking at my cat. Can you say hello, Jarvis? Anyway, because of the indentations, they'll break nice and easy. Once they're frozen and broken, then they can just go in a bag. So all I'll do is take a handful. And as you can see, there's an awful lot here. An awful lot. And there's a bit that didn't get chopped up. Any bits that don't get chopped up, just nearly chop it up, that's fine. And I'm just going to fill this tray, add a small amount of water to it. Not so much to give it water for when you cook it, but more to the point, just so then it gives something to then freeze it and give it a shape and pat it down. This will take a number of freezers, so quite obviously I'm not going to show all of them on this video. I'm just going to show how I set it up. And I'll try and find my other ice tray, so then at least I can speed the process up a wee bit. But yeah, so that's everything for today. We've got a lot of work to do now. We've got this garlic out. I've got the cabbages I need to put in there and need to hoop that up. The allotment, actually, there were a number of PVC pipes down there that have been used for hoops, so I'm going to be using them. So probably tomorrow I will try and get down there to record some, but I won't release that for a week or two. But yeah, so for now, thank you ever so much for joining us. I hope everybody is enjoying the bounty of the harvest that's now begun. And I hope some of you have got a summer, which I'm looking forward to inevitably at some point. But either way, if you enjoy this content, please don't forget, like and subscribe. It does help an awful lot. And yeah, I hope you all have a fantastic day.